All right, what's up? What's up? Welcome back for another recap video. Today is going to be a tough recap video because I am red. I am red today. Let's pull it up. Down $219. So, what went wrong today? What went wrong? I was down 327. I'm down 327 on FRGT, up 108 on CCCC. I got my loss down actually from 327 all the way down to 180. And then I started giving back again. And that's when I said, nope, that is it. I am done. Walking away with the $220 loss. So pretty much giving back yesterday's profit and a little bit more, which is okay. So it's in the normal range of a red day, but you know, just like most red days, you know, they just never feel great. But the best thing is to take a look at what we did wrong, and what we did wrong today was something was the mistake that I have my biggest losses on, and I did it again today. I did it again, and that's literally what I was saying to myself when I did it. I was like, damn it, I did it again. And I'll let you know exactly what happened. So on FRGT, this one was great pre-market. I didn't trade it at all pre-market. I didn't trade any of this pre-market. I buy for the breakout. I'm in the halt, holding 1,000 shares, take a quick profit, and we flash down into the red. And on instinct, I hit the buy button on 19, and I was stuck in the halt. 2,500 shares stuck in the halt, and that is like an instinctual habit that I have, because one of my strategies is buying panic dip buys, and this would have been a great opportunity if the stock didn't have such tight halt bands. My biggest losses are buying panic dip buys into halt downs, into down halts, because the halt bands are so tight. So before even you can get that capitulation of the panic dip buy, it's already halting down, and it's like an instinctual reaction that I have because I've traded that setup so many times. But we can pull it up to take a live replay. Meanwhile, this stock is up 300%. And I even pre-market, I was even saying like, oh, this is already up 300%. Are we really going to get any more? You know, we're just going to get profit taking at the open. And that's exactly what we saw. And I proceeded to make the same mistake. So I'm in 1,000 shares in the halt up. I'm in at 32, taking my profit there at 34. It goes a little higher. And then it just flashes down. And boom, it just flashes down, just teleports. And my instinct is to buy the panic dip, because that's a great strategy, especially at the open, a panic dip. But because the halt bands were so tight, I got stuck in the halt. And it was just like my finger is already on the buy button. It only takes like a flinch of my finger to buy 2,500 shares. And I did so at the wrong moment. And I was trying to get out. It wasn't even that strong of a halt yet, so I was like, all right, maybe I can get out, and I don't end up getting out. We end up resuming significantly lower, and per risk management, I cannot be holding this, you know, because it could capitulate even more, and I could be down $700, $800. It ended up only being a 10-cent loss, so only about a $250 loss. And you know, I started trading 1,000 shares after that big loss on this stock again. I was able to kind of make some back, but here again I got whacked. I got whacked again. This is what brought me down to 329, 330, and I'm like, all right, there's a potential we can have the reversal and break through the highs. I want to be there. I'm not going to let this loss get into my head. So I'm not in yet. I'm waiting for the dip. Like, all right, perfect. This is a great entry, 118. You know, I'm thinking we get the next candle, we're going to rip back up to the highs. I'm like, all right, still looks good. Let's add another 1,000 shares. averages at 119, 2,000 shares, and then it just starts to flush. It just kind of goes down too low. I sell half to kind of manage my risk, and then I sell the other half, and it goes down even farther. And it eventually starts to reclaim, but man, like that was a sloppy trade. That was a bad trade. That was what brought me down. That was only a $120 loss. So if I could have just avoided this instinctual trade, I would probably be around break even, maybe green, because if I wasn't so red on the day, I probably would have got more aggressive on CCCC. I started trading CCC after this. I didn't think CCCC would be the winner of the day because it's been the winner for the past 2 days. I thought, it has to have a red day in it. We didn't end up getting a red day. It was actually the winner of the day again, CCCC. But yeah, I was focused on the wrong stock. FRGT was not the stock. It's not the stock. CCCC. And I did very well on it yesterday. I did well on it today, but I could have got more aggressive on it if I didn't hit max loss. Once I hit max loss, I'm in damage control. I'm not looking really to get green. I'm just damage control. I want to survive to the next day. I want to survive and not dig a deep hole. Just survive for the next day and trying to minimize that loss. So tomorrow I can come back and be back at all-time highs in my account. So 2 mistakes. A little early on the dip here, which isn't terrible. That was only $120 loss. But here, this is a mistake. This was a failure on my part. This was a failure. This should not have happened. I should have known better because I knew the halt bands were tight. And I knew my biggest losses come from buying panic dips into halt downs. So my new rule needs to be, when we're trading halt bands like this that are 15 cent halt bands, up or down, I can't be buying panic dips. Panic dips cannot be a trade. It cannot be a setup. Can only buy stocks moving higher. Buy high, sell higher. I cannot buy flushes because this is what happens. You buy the flush and it opens lower, far beyond your risk level. Some people, would add into that and, hope that this came up and maybe they came out green. But that is a risky endeavor to be adding into a loser like that. So that's not something I would do just from a risk management perspective, because you may be right 1 out of every 3 attempts, or even 2 out of every 3 attempts, that this actually bounces back up. But on that 1 attempt that doesn't bounce back up, you're taking a 30% loss, 40% loss. So, or God forbid you get caught in another halt down and opens up another 20% lower. So can I say that I stepped up today? I definitely stepped up today. 2,500 shares. I stepped up to the plate. I gave it another shot here in this dip. Didn't work out. Jumped over to CCCC and started trading it a little bit more passively. 500 shares. And was able to make about 150 at the high, and then I started giving back on the backside. But was able to kind of lessen the blow with CCCC. But yeah, I think I can say that I stepped up to the plate today. And on FRGT, did I make a mistake? Yeah, I made a mistake. And I have to own that mistake. And I've done that mistake many times before. Many times. It's my biggest ever losers, is that trade. So, maybe I haven't learned my lesson. I guess I have not learned my lesson yet, not to take that setup on tight halt bands. But, maybe, I have to trade around that. I have to trade stocks, buy high, sell higher. I cannot be buying on, extended dips. Or at least at minimum at minimum, if I'm buying a dip, always be monitoring the lower halt down level, the lower limit halt down. Because if we're getting close, or if we're only like a cent or two off that halt down, I do not want to be buying the dip, because chances that's going to halt down is going to be big. I only want to be buying the dip if we have some room from the dip to the halt down level. So that's really what I need to write down. So you need to write that down. So tight halt bands, risky dips, risky dip buys. Beware of halt down. Always be watching LULD on dip trades for sub-dollar or sub, usually it's like sub $2 stocks, sub $2 or sub-dollar stocks, sub $2 or sub $1 stocks. I got to learn that lesson, because God forbid, I do that on, 15,000 shares, when I'm really sizing up, that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. But, this is nothing. I can make that back in 1 day or 1 or 2 days. Nothing really to worry about. The best thing to do is study up and review that film, and come back tomorrow ready to trade, ready to take another spanking. If I need to take another spanking, I'll take it with pride. I will take that spanking and I will own it. But I'm going to step up to the plate again. I'm going to step up to the plate again. One day, made a mistake. It's all right. That's fine. Well, it's not fine, but tomorrow, I'm going to get back on the horse, is what I mean. I'm not going to shy away from taking size because of today. So if we get something juicy, I hope we get something fresh. I don't want to be trading CCCC anymore. I want to see something fresh, something strong, and then, size up, step up to the plate again. I can't be afraid, to take risk. So that's it. We can take a look quick at my statistics. Let's take a look quick at my statistics. So, yeah, biggest loss $240, largest win only $20. Win average risk reward is trash. Accuracy, trash. Yeah, not the best statistics. Average position cost over 1,000. That's good. I want to keep that over 1,000. This year it's really been like under 1,000. That just goes to show that I'm not really pushing myself. So I need to keep that over 1,000. My average position cost, and then also for my average position cost between 9 and 930 needs to be between 930 and 10, or 930 and 1030 needs to be like 3,000 or 4,000, because that's my window of opportunity when my profit margin is the biggest. So but yeah, that's it. Tomorrow we're gonna come back and I'm gonna give it another shot. We're gonna get back on the horse. We're gonna give it another go. So hopefully you guys slayed CCCC today again for the 3rd day in a row. Hopefully this stock, I hope we get something fresh. So I'm gonna get some rest, gonna study up. See you guys tomorrow. If you guys are still watching, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one tomorrow for the pre-market pump. Peace.